Thank you for the opportunity this morning to discuss, in the context of the International Labour Standards Academy, the future of work and the far-reaching changes taking place in the world of work. The headlines remind us every day that the aspiration for social justice and for decent work is as great today as it was when the ILO was created nearly 100 years ago. And I believe that understanding the future of work is critical to constructing our response to people's demands for social justice in today's world of work. At the moment, I think we observe two extraordinarily important trends. The first is a feeling that we are witness to a process and a period of transformative change in the world of work, of a speed, scale and profundity that we have not witnessed before. Such rapid and deep change often leaves people with the feeling that they are not in control of that process, that they are the passive recipients of the effects of these changes, and that they are not able to shape their own future. Secondly, and linked to that, is the growing feeling that the world of work is not delivering the benefits it should to all. We see growing inequity, growing inequality, growing injustice, and you only need to look at recent election results to understand that these are feeding into the political life of our countries. Now, on the eve of its centenary, the ILO is taking leadership in this global debate. We want to better understand the forces which are transforming the world of work, and need that understanding so that the ILO is equipped to advance its mandate for social justice as it enters its second century of existence. The initial stage in our centenary initiative on the future of work consists of national dialogues, which have already taken place in more than 100 of our member states. Through tripartite dialogues in every region, from countries at every level of development, our constituents are telling us what they consider to be the major world of work challenges of our time. Later this year, we will establish a high-level global commission to digest the outcome of these dialogues and to report to our centenary conference in 2019. Now, these dialogues are based around four conversations. The first is about the place of work in society, and it considers something which is too easily forgotten, that the meaning and significance of work goes well beyond the pay we receive for it. Work is a social activity. It connects us to others. It should also be about self-realization. The second conversation is about decent jobs for all, and tries to respond to what, at least in my experience, is the most frequently asked question about the future of work. Where are the jobs of tomorrow coming from? With 200 million unemployed today, we know that we need to create 600 million new jobs worldwide by 2030 if we are to meet the UN Development Agenda's goal of decent work for all. The third conversation is about the organisation of work and production. Today, it is possible to fragment production and work processes across frontiers because of technology, financial liberalisation, and all of the underpinnings of globalisation. And this triggers a very serious discussion about how we must manage this fragmentation of production processes. It poses basic questions about the future of the enterprise, as well as about the erosion of traditional employer-employee relationships. And that brings me to the fourth and last of the conversations in our centenary initiative, which is the essential debate about the governance of work. What are the rules, the practices, the institutions, and the actors that we need to shape the future of the world of work so that it responds to the values for which the ILO stands, that is, the values of social justice? This is, of course, very relevant to the subject of your academy, International Labour Standards. The question before us is whether the normative structure that we have put together over nearly 100 years of our history is fit for the purpose of bringing fairness to tomorrow's labour markets, of making sure that work is indeed decent. To help to find the answers alongside the Future of Work initiative, we've launched the ILO's Centenary Standards Initiative. Now, the first component of this initiative is the standards review mechanism. It is already underway, examining our existing conventions and recommendations, identifying what is up to date, what is no longer relevant, and where there are gaps, all with a view to making sure that the ILO has the most robust and relevant body of standards. The second component of this initiative is intended to consolidate tripartite consensus on an authoritative supervisory system, the system which holds member states to account for meeting their obligations under international labour standards. I have to say that standards policy, whilst universally recognised as the core function of the ILO, has often been the subject of debate, which has enabled the standards system to adapt to changing needs and to changing realities in the world of work, and thus to maintain its key role in the world of work. So let me conclude by underlining just how fundamental the debates on the future of work and on international labour standards really are, both to the ILO and to everybody in the world of work. Yes, the issues are complex, the discussion often problematic, but we have to address these issues if we are to keep pace with our transforming world of work and to be able to shape it. So I welcome very much your session on the future of work this morning, and I wish you all a very fruitful debate. Good luck.